Hi, I'm Sam Thurgan and welcome to my 2-minute Parsha. In this week's Sidra of Korach, the Midrash tells us that not only was Korach in machloket, in division or argument against Moshe, but actually Korach was in argument against Shalom. Now, how can such a thing be? Surely it takes two to tango. The answer is, of course, that it does not. We find in Pirkei Avot that an argument for the sake of heaven is characterized by the argument of Hillel and Shammai, whereas an argument that is not for the sake of heaven is Korach and his group. Isn't it Korach and Moshe? The answer, I say, some of the commentaries say, is that Moshe himself was L'Shem Shamayim. Moshe was still acting for the sake of heaven, whereas Korach was not. Korach was acting out of his own self-interest. Acting out of one's own self-interest is, by definition, not acting for the sake of Shamayim, for the sake of heaven, not acting for the sake of peace. You see, the Gerer Rebbe, the Sfat Emet Rebbe, Yehuda Leib Altar explains that when we act for the sake of peace, we are acting for something that goes beyond ourselves. We live in a world that is created by one God, but a world that then becomes filled with multiplicity and even division. How are we to restore this fractured and fragmented world back to oneness? It is by submitting and subsuming these disparate elements towards the one. In the same way that on Shabbat, we direct all of our energy back towards Hashem, no longer into all of our own endeavors. When it comes to a true argument for the sake of heaven, what that means is putting ourselves aside, our self-interest aside, working together from our different perspectives to come to the truth. That is what Hillel and Shammai did. They were working together to come to this truth, this great perspective that is beyond them. And that is what Korach was missing. Even though Korach wanted to be the Kohen Gadol, the high priest, it was not that he wanted to be the wealthiest, the most powerful. He wanted to be the holiest. He wanted to correct himself. He wanted to be a good and holy person. But even that is not, it's a good goal, says the Sfat Emet, but that itself is not L'Shem Shamayim. That is not for the sake of heaven. Because even that, the goal to be a good person, is a goal that is limited within oneself. In order to create true shalom and to be at peace with peace, one needs to be able to go beyond oneself to Hashem's picture, to a true L'Shem Shamayim. May we also merit Shabbat Shalom.